How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with unboxings. Yes, unboxings. Well, that happened. Sorry, Tim. Kind of showed your name on that one, but we'll see what's what. Hopefully the camera didn't catch it. Because there's things on this side. I don't want to show that side. Anyway, yeah, I figured I'd do a quick live stream here of an unboxing, just because that's how I've been doing my unboxings as of late. This mouth. I have a mouse that sucks poopy. There we go. I've been moving my stuff around with being the whole COVID lockdown thing. I've been kind of jerry-rigging all my stuff around and stuff like that. Anyway, I got a beer mail from Tim, and new beer mail. Never got a beer mail from Tim before, and he was kind of excited to send some stuff off. Actually, this is the first beer mail Tim sent me. I know I got a Tim from Illinois before. Give you guys a whole massive beers treatment up there. Beer mail from Tim before, from out that way, so I could be wrong. Anyway, we're going to dive into a sucker, see what she's got. We'll do a little bit of kind of talking and stuff like that, but we'll do the unboxing first. So anyway, let's dive into a sucker. It's a small box. Could be one beer, could be 4 beers. Feels like 1 to 2 beers in here. That's my guess, because it doesn't feel all that light. Or it could be, you know, anthrax. For all I know. I don't know. I sprained my pinky. I'm actually very impressed that I can actually pull these box open, because I sprained my pinky like severely on Sunday, like to the point where like I should probably, let's put it this way, if there was no such thing, that'd be 1 beer, my friends. Nothing wrong with 1 beer. And the beer, I assume, is coming from Phase 3 Brewing. I sprained my pinky so bad on Sunday. It's not even funny how bad I sprained it. Like, to the point where, like, if all this shit wasn't going on, with the, you know, COVID, all that bullshit, I would have went to the hospital. But, luckily I went to school for physical therapy, so I think I'm going to be alright. But it was tracking pretty well, but today I kind of got a setback on it. Anyway, here we go. Beer mail reveal. Oh, that's a pretty can. I like this can. Phase 3 Brewing. It's their DDH Double Citra Crumb. Double IPA with oats and milk sugar. This is a really pretty can. And I had something from Phase 3 before. It sounds super familiar, to be perfectly honest with you. But, yeah, look at that can. I like it. Just the art design, the way you kind of have that kind of color separation between that awful pastel blue to the gold to the white. I hate pastels, but this kind of catches my eye, so I kind of dig it, really. To be perfectly honest with you. Phase 3 Brewing. They're from Lake Zurich, Illinois. I do not see a date on here, but I assume this is hyper fresh. 7.7% alcohol by volume. So we're talking about a, like I said, a double dry hopped lactose IPA. I won't say milkshake IPA, but it's with oats and milk sugar, so they're definitely going for mouthfeel and creaminess on this sucker. But that is an awesome can. And you get a sticker to boot. I love the sticker to boot. I'll have to show you guys my beer fridge. I have like a small beer fridge, like one of those kind of like a beverage coolers. And stickers galore in that sucker. So thank you very much, Tim. This is super cool. Can't wait to dive into this sucker. This will probably be done. I've made a rule for those that are watching, and not that I'm going to stick to it, but we'll see what's what. But I'm like probably do 2 of these a week. I'm going to do 2 live shows a week every 3 days. I think I'm going to do them. So like if you're keeping track, I did one of these on last Wednesday, then I did one on Saturday, now I'm doing one on Tuesday. You're probably going to see me do one of these again on Friday. So I'm going to do like a every 3-day rotational thing, so it's going to move up a day in the calendar, kind of hit all you guys out there until the kind of COVID thing kind of dies down and everybody's back to the normal stuff, because I know that a lot of people have nothing to do, and this is, if people watch for a half an hour and makes them relax and have a good time. That's the whole reason why I'm doing all this shit live all the time. So I'm going to be doing these probably on rotation every 3 days. That way I kind of rotate through every day of the week. That way if somebody's like, oh, I'm only off on this day, or only can do it this days, will eventually be in your day and stuff like that. So anyway, thank you very much, Tim, for sending it off. Can't wait to dive into that sucker. It's almost, this might actually go on my shelf back there, because I just like how much the can looks, to be perfectly honest with you. But we'll see what's what. Anyway, we'll do a quick chat real quick. I don't want to sit here all night because the last couple times I've done these, I have kind of done these and then went to bed, and I kind of want to play video games. It's kind of my thing. Right now, I just want to dive into a couple of different video games regardless. Couple things I wanted to talk about. One, I talked about this in the previous show, and I think I talked about the one previous, is that the New Jersey governing body kind of fucked everything up for everybody when it comes to kind of beer during this whole kind of like social distancing thing. For the first 3 weeks of major social distancing, the New Jersey government let breweries deliver beer to people's houses, like not through the mail, but they could actually physically deliver. And then they stopped letting them do that. The actual governing body who didn't let, who should say yes or no, actually was on board for breweries delivering. They said it was cool, but then the governor straight up said it's not, which read to me like basically someone was bitching and moaning to him that was losing money. Well, it turns out today they overturned that ruling, so now breweries are again allowed to deliver. So good on you, Jersey. You fucked it up to begin with. Now you got it right. All we care about is that you got it fucking right. And that's all that really matters. Firstly, there's a lot of states that aren't getting it right. You know, PA is still kind of being fucked up with shipments, and you know, PA is a state-run liquor store, so a lot of people who kind of go with spirits over beer are kind of a little bit fucked, but tis what it is. The person that's in the White House repeated a decree based off of other people that make decisions that we should have another 30 days of social distancing, staying at home, work from home. So it's basically at least another 30 days of us staying at home. I'm lucky enough to where I can work from home, so that's not going to affect me all that much. So hopefully you guys are doing well out there and life's not affecting you all that much. At the same ticket, the person in the White House announced that Senate and the House came to a decision to do stimulus package relief for Americans, which is basically $1,200 once a month, just for 1 month. You get 1,200. Here's $1,200, and that's the extent of the relief package for people. It's kind of bullshit, you know. In the grand scheme of things, you know, it's minimum wage. Minimum wage is not livable, and they're basically saying the whole country, you need to live on minimum wage. Canada, I believe, passed a stimulus kind of package for their people, which is $2,000 a month, so an extra $800 a month in 4 months. And I believe the EU, England, or is it EU? I could be wrong. Somebody out there correct me. They approved a week or so ago that they're paying 80% of people's salaries, and that's kind of, I believe it has a kind of indefinite timeline on that. Again, I could be wrong in these things. I try to distance myself from as much information as I can while staying informed. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, but I just don't want to consume it because that's all there is on TV. It just seems like we're lacking behind. We're not lacking behind on the amount of people that are sick. I mean, we're definitely the amount of people that are sick. We are now the most in the whole world, so we're definitely not lacking behind on that. But we're definitely lacking behind on the response and responsibility of the government in such ways. And a lot of people could take that a couple different ways. You could be like, oh, you're looking at socialism, you're looking at handouts, but all this money comes from the people that live here anyway, the people that pay taxes. Rich people don't pay taxes, so it's our money anyway. You know what I mean? So I don't have any problem with it. So there's that. So we got another 30 days of sitting around, you guys listening to me kind of yammering about shit. And what else we got? I did a bunch of beer reviews tonight. I'll actually show you guys what I did reviews of, so you can see what's coming down the chute. Most often than not, a lot of beer reviews that I do take about a month, give or take, for them to hit the air after I reviewed them. There's some I do and I'm like, this beer's fucking awesome, or this beer makes sense in a moment, so I'm going to post it. But more often than not, there's about a 3 to 5 week kind of lag between when I review a beer and it actually goes up. Before we get into that, we'll go into comments real quick. We actually have a couple of the OG status dudes that show up quite often on the live streams, which would be Bill Bach. I can't highlight because I don't think I can highlight on this. I am. Yeah, I don't think I'm using the actual live from YouTube. We have Bill Bach chiming in saying cheers. Eric Gilbert chiming in saying cheers too. So what have we reviewed tonight? First off, put that off to the side. I'll grab this little sucker here. What does that look like to you guys? A stout? You'd be right, because I'm drinking that. That is not homebrew. This is actually an oatmeal stout from a brewery that's going to be open in New Jersey. They are called Bull and Bear Brewing. They're, I believe, out of the Montclair area. The owner reached out to me a couple weeks ago. Said, hey, man, did what you do. He's like, can I get you some beer before we open? I said, hey, man, works for me. I will do that. So I reviewed one of his beers. He gave me 3. This is actually number 3 that I reviewed. So those should probably be up within the next week or so. Just to go back to the comments real quick because we had a bunch of them pop up. We had Super Sherper saying cheers, but Eric Gilbert chimed in. Canada is $2,000 a month for taxpayers and 75% tax referral for small business. 75% tax referral. I'm not sure what that means. It's $2,000 a month for taxpayers. I can see that. Here's the thing, and this is my personal experience with life. So, and I just want to kind of, just because it kind of relates to what you're saying, Eric, is that you're saying 75% or $2,000 a month for taxpayers. I get it. At least I get it, because it's really it's scroll, move that over. I can't read the comments. Sorry. I get why people get frustrated over the taxpayer portion of the show, but I was the person that wasn't a taxpayer for a very long time, and I can understand why that person would get frustrated. But I also understand why the government can't help that person, because, and this is the reason why. So for 18 years of my life, I worked for myself. I worked for myself, and I worked in an industry where it's all cash. So I definitely wasn't 100% honest on my taxes during that period of time. It was many, many years ago. But I wasn't making a lot of money, but I also wasn't 100% honest, and in the grand scheme of things is that even, as a self-employed person, like a lot of the people that I know that were in the same industry were kind of like bitching and moaning because they weren't getting the relief they needed or the help that they needed in this time. And I agree with that. But the only kind of fair way to give the help you need is based off of, okay, how much do you make? You just can't ask somebody how much they make. Because I'd be like, I make $9 million a year. So that means I should probably get, a couple $100,000 a week. Can't do that. You just be like, okay, we'll base it off your tax returns. That's the most fair way we can do it. Well, people who aren't honest on their tax returns, when they go, okay, we're going to base it off your tax returns, and you only claimed like an eighth of what you typically make, we can only give you the money you based, the money you told us you're making. I don't know what else to tell you. So that's my kind of thoughts on that stuff. So if I was still working in an industry, I would be fucking livid, but I'm not. So now I get to cherry pick and not be super angry about it. So there you go. Let's see. Bill Box asking what everybody's drinking. Eric's like Wine Stefan or Vitus, which is I don't think I've ever had that beer still. Bill Box drinking Hill Farmstead Marie. Well, go fuck yourself, Bill Box. I want some Hill Farmstead Marie. Super Sherper says, when is the Canadian stimulus supposed to kick in, Eric? He's asking Eric, and he said April 1st at Super Sherpa, beer reviews and anything of it. Oh, April 1st is when it's going to kick in, so tomorrow. Let's see, what else did we review tonight? Next up, we reviewed this, which is an Ecliptic Brewing out of Oregon, right? Are they out of Oregon? Yeah, Portland, Oregon. This is their rotational Vega, which is they're starting to do like a rotational hop thing, like one of those ones where they actually have like a generic label and then they print on the bottom the hops and all the shit they put on it. Clear beer alert on that one. So it was an experimental IPA that you could actually see through, and spoilers, it didn't suck. Next up, we had this. Picked this up last week. This is Lawson's Sugar House IPA. I'm very polarized about this beer. I'm not sure what to think about it, but you guys will figure it out soon enough. And then last but not least, we stopped with a big old stout, Big Idiot from Douge. Now, here's the thing about this. I reviewed this. You guys will hear about it. But let's do this. Well, I'm actually doing this whole thing here. Let me see if I can actually figure out what's going on, because I am really curious about this beer, because it has to be aged. This beer has to be... Why is this? My mouse... I changed my goddamn mouse. And my mouse is being all... let's see. Douche. Yes. Date. Ingredients. Release date. So this is 2017 when this beer first came out. I'm not sure. So it can't be that old. But this has a Best Buy date of 2021. Of September 2021. I doubt, on a 12% Core 4 beer, I doubt they're putting 2 years? 1 year? 2 years on it. Maybe they're doing 2 years on it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what their deal is with this beer, but I think it has a little bit of time on it. That's my guess. But yeah, all fun beers. Anyway. Yeah, and then Eric kind of chimes in and basically reiterates what I'm saying already, which is the feds always go off tax. I'm not just going to tell them about the on-call wage I'm getting. And that's the thing, like, more often than not, the wage that you're getting on the side, on call, whatever you want to call it, is going to be beneficial to you. It just so happens that at this time it's not. And that's the gamble. That's the game you play. That's the game you play when you live in that world. So, it is what it is. If it was a perfect world, we would live in a Star Trek Next Generation utopian society where no one actually works for money and we all just do what we're best at. We just exist in a very utopian world where everything's fantastic. So, hopefully we get there. That's the one thing that you could actually sit here and think about, like, if you want to make lemonade out of lemons, things like this kind of COVID thing that's going around, this might be, I'm not saying it's a good thing. That's not what I'm saying, but there could be some positives taken from this. This might be a push in the direction that we need for us to kind of start thinking about things in a different light, to look at things from a different angle. To be more about the, humanity more than, money. Again, Canada, United States, we're a capitalist community, in a capitalist society. That would mean a lot of change for a lot of different people. But maybe, in the end, it actually ends up being something that's positive and goes from there. Who knows? Anyway, off to politics real quick, because I don't want to make this long, because again, like I said, I want to play a little bit of golf. So, unboxing from Tim. Thank you very much, brother. Awesome can. Can't wait to dive in that sucker. We will probably be back on Friday. I'm going to see if I can rally the troops and get a couple different people on the live show. Maybe somebody, a couple different people solid. Maybe announce it a day in advance so you guys can plan. It'll probably be, I'm assuming, Friday, 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll see if we can get some people live. I do like a live feed. I have a couple different ideas of what we could do. Maybe something a little bit more crowd interactive. Maybe actually have a giveaway. I'm thinking about, maybe, I don't know, spreading the love and giving shit to people that might need it or want it. Anyway, beer reviews coming in. I got a couple more beer mails coming in. I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, we're going to cut it short, go from here, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this little quick video. Like I said, I didn't want to keep it long. We are at 20 minutes now, which seems about perfect for me. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the little unboxing that Tim sent me. Hopefully you enjoyed the little preview of the beers that we reviewed tonight. Hopefully you guys are enjoying some pretty delicious fucking beer right now, because you really should, because there's really not much you should be doing right now than enjoying some goddamn delicious beer. Right? Hope to see you next time.